Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee. This is one of my favorite cups, y'all. I'm going to show you the inside look. It's two little foxes kissing. My husband collects foxes, and so this is like the perfect cup for Valentine's Day because I love my hubby. So happy Valentine's Day. And welcome. I'm so happy that you're joining me. And I would love to know if you ever do anything for Valentine's Day. I do fun things because it's just fun. Like I'll do heart-shaped cookies and decorate them and sprinkle them, and the kids will eat all of them at one time. And I've bought them all boxes of chocolate, like heart-shaped boxes of chocolate. And it's funny because this year is the first year that my daughter's fiance gets a box of chocolate from me. And so I told Greg when we were picking them out, I'm like, do we get Alex one or does he have to wait till next year? And he's like, just get him one. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I'll make something fun Valentine-y for dinner, like heart-shaped pizza or, you know, maybe some steak, make romantics at the table, make a candlelight and have it be fun for the kids. And Greg, he's not a Valentine's guy, like, you know, he's romantic on a normal day, and he's always the romantic one. And so it's like to him, he just kind of takes the day off. And I just do it for the kids. It's fun. All right. So today's question is, what inspired the Virtues and Valor series? And this is what the specific question was. I was fortunate to be one of your reviewers for the series. The stories and the writing were amazing. So what inspired it? So the book that we're talking about is the Virtues and Valor series, which is a series of 8 short novellas. They're all about 10 to 12 chapters each that are about a undercover team of operatives in occupied France. And so I just realized my lights are not on. So what inspired the Virtues and Valor series? I don't know if you're going to like the answer to this question. Here it is. Greg and I were brainstorming series ideas, not necessarily books, but just the series overall. And he said, it would be super cool if you could come up with a series that had to do with the heavenly virtues, like faith, grace, hope. And out of nowhere, like it was like this, the series came to my head. And I had always known I was going to write a World War II series. What I wanted it to be was 2 undercover agents who didn't know the other one was undercover, and have it be like a romance over the course of several books and have them both working in some Nazi office. That was what my original plan was. And I sat down to write it one day, and I was like, I don't even know what I don't know right now. Like until you actually start writing in a period or a location or a world in which you don't exist, you don't know anything. Like what shoes would she be wearing right now as she's setting a bomb underneath this bridge? And so I realized then that I had to stop and like actually like dig into the world of occupied France, Great Britain, and different places in order to write the series. So I'd already begun my research. I had all sorts of research books. I don't know if I can put my hand on, like my bookshelf here is full of research books, and quite a few of them had to do with World War II. And so like this is one of them. The Everything World War II book. That's one of them with a coffee spill on it. So I had been researching for a while. I consumed, one of my favorite movies is Casablanca. My dad and I watched it when I was a mid-teenager and kind of begun my love of World War II. Band of Brothers is my favorite production of anything ever in the history of ever, as far as war productions go. And I just started really reading books, doing research, watching movies, looking at even like homemaking magazines from that time period, and looking at ads and looking at the world, looking at the worldview of the world. And I had probably gotten to the point where I was ready to start writing that one that I had the idea for, but I hadn't really reckoned who my spies were going to be. Like if he's a spy in a Nazi office, how did he get there? What is he doing? What has he done to prove himself to be there? How can he be somebody in the Nazi office and maintain that cover and do things that require that cover to be maintained in order to not blow his cover? Those are the kind of things. And then who is she and why is she there? And what's her purpose? What is the information that she is gathering? And how am I going to stretch this out over the course of the series? And so that was kind of where I was with that. And I never really, obviously I haven't written that one yet, and I know that I will, but that was where I wanted to start. And then Greg said that about the heavenly virtues, and I had the story. And so the idea to make them all cliffhangers was it just came out of the plotting of it. And so I thought, and I had seen the movie Vantage Point, and Vantage Point, there's an explosion in a town, in the town square, and then you get a perspective, and then it backs up, like almost even moving backwards, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I could be mixing up with another movie, but then you get, and you think what happened and who the bad guys are and who all the players are. And then you get someone else's perspective, and here's the explosion again. And that was that movie. And every single time you backed up and started over again, you got someone else's perspective. Your perspective changed, and everything that you thought you knew is now different. And I really wanted to bring that kind of storytelling. And that's what I did with the Virtues and Valor series. And quite frankly, I didn't know I had done it. Like I thought about halfway through the fifth one, because I had to just write them. I had to write them really fast because of the way that I had done the pre-orders. And I just was kind of like in this writing mode. And when I got all the way done, I thought, gosh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. People are going to be so bored with this story. They'll never get past the third or fourth one. They're going to get so tired of the same scenes being played out with the same players. And I just was so distressed over the whole idea. And then I sat down and read it from the beginning, from Temperance's Trial to the end of Flight of Faith, because originally it was only 7 books. And I just started crying. I'm like, I did it. And I only did it because the Holy Spirit did it, because God knows I didn't do this, because I barely remember writing most of it. And so it was entirely Holy Spirit driven. And then I got to the end of the 7th book, and I'm like, it's not complete. This book is not complete, or this series is not complete. We need one more. We need Valor's story. And so I created Valor's story, and through Valor's story was able to tell Charlene's story. And she was, the major who was in charge of the entire Virtues group. And so I was able to tell both of their stories, which really, to me, tightened all of it up and ended it perfectly. And so that's my Virtues and Valor story. That's how it came. It just came. And I do want to write another World War II series. I do want to put one in the Pacific. I also would like to put one, there were some battles that were actually fought on American soil. I would like to have that be something I delve into, because those are kind of untold stories. And then I also am contemplating writing Mandolin Clementine's stories that were so my book Chasing Pearl, Violet Pearl is a murder mystery writer, and her detective's name is Mandolin Clementine, and she is a war widow in 1944 New York City. And I'm contemplating writing her stories I haven't fully committed to that in my mind yet, but there's a part of me that's kind of putting feelers out there with my readers. Like, if I wrote these, would it be something that you would enjoy reading? So, and those would be like soft shoe detective kind of noir, film noir kind of style, but it might be fun. And I want to write short stories. I want to write 10 short stories this year. And it might be that I write Mandolin Clementine short stories. I don't know. We'll see. Under the name Violet Pearl, we'll see. So yeah, that's how I did it. So thank you for that question. That was a great question. If you have a question for me, you can go to my website, halleebridgeman.com, and there's actually on the sidebar, it's Ask Hallee a Question, and it will take you to the Google document that will send the question to me. So, and I answer all sorts of questions. So you all have a happy Valentine's Day and have a great week. And I will see you next week. God bless you.